Hi, my name is Katie.
And my name is Kim.
Today we're going to be talking
Yep.
about the token economy for the Life Skills Acquisition Program. We were looking at the Draper Career Services and Day Program. There are currently 200 adults with disabilities who are in this program, and the day program focuses primarily on recreation and leisure activities, and the career services focuses on job training and placement. The job placement ranges from integrated community employment to a sheltered workshop. The 75 staff members include 2 assistant directors, 1 director, 3 OTs, 30 job and life coaches, 20 teachers, 3 speech therapists, 10 assistants, a BCBA, 4 RBTs, and a psychologist. So the purpose of the program that we will be implementing is to increase the opportunities for these adults to acquire the necessary knowledge and skills for them to become more independent by attending life skill acquisition classes.
So the way that we are going to increase participation in the services that the day program provides is to implement the evidence-based system of a token economy. A token economy is based on the 3-term contingency, and preference assessments are conducted in order to determine each client's most preferred reinforcer. Once a client has earned the predetermined amount of tokens, which in this case will be 15, they will trade those tokens in for their preferred reinforcer that was defined during their preference assessment. The staff that will be working with the adults that are enrolled in this day program will provide positive consequences for increased preferred behaviors. Token economies also intrinsically increases motivation and provides positive consequences for the individuals that are using the token economy system. Lastly, token economies are easy to fade, so it will decrease dependency for clients and the adults in the program to receive reinforcers as motivation for them to go to the classes and to attend the different programs. Instead, attending the classes and the programs and receiving the motivation through that will replace the need to receive reinforcers through the token economy.
So for the areas of growth, our overall goal is to increase the participation in program services, but specifically the life skills acquisition class. Right now, there's only 20 of the 200 adults who are attending the services that our program offers. So what we want to do is increase these opportunities for the clients during the day to gain the skills and knowledge that they need through these life skills instruction so that they're able to gain increased independence, which we can generalize over to the integrated community opportunities. And we also hope to improve on meaningful ways for them to engage in these available life skills and employment classes.
So the way that we are going to implement the token economy system in order to increase engagement in the programs offered through Draper Career Services is to use the application called Class Dojo. Class Dojo can be downloaded to an iPad or a phone. So in this instance, the Draper Career Services and Day program will provide iPads to the staff members that will be responsible for implementing the token economy system, and Class Dojo will be downloaded to those iPads. And then each of the adults that are enrolled in the programs will have their own Class Dojo profile that will be assigned underneath an umbrella, like class umbrella for for the staff members that will be implementing the Class Dojo. Multiple profiles can be kept under one dojo, and each profile is customizable so that it would be able to reflect clients' interests and preferences, which will increase motivation. tokens may be given by the staff member or the client themselves for a self-monitoring tool if that is something that would also be motivating for the adult that is participating in the program in order to motivate them to attend the classes. Class Dojo will also keep track of data, so it has a built-in data monitoring system that will show how many tokens were earned or points were earned and how many classes that they have attended in order to mitigate staff members having to carry around like clipboards and papers and pens and things like that. There's also a message section for notes and reminders in Class Dojo. So if any data notes need to be kept or any like reminders need to be kept about the client's attendance or going to the different programs can all be kept within that Class Dojo, which will be easily accessible for the staff members that are using that. Additionally, any clients that may move from staff member to staff member, maybe they're assigned to one of the teachers and then they will be moved to being monitored through one of the therapists. Their profile through Class Dojo would easily be moved between staff members so that a whole new profile doesn't need to be kept and all of that data stays intact.
Okay, so since the Draper Career Services and Day program, they were cited for not having enough participants in the life skills acquisition program. So what we need to do is implement the Class Dojo token economy to then motivate our adult clients to attend these classes more often because they tend to just be motivated to attend the recreational and employment program activities. So the very first thing that we are going to do is select the target behavior, which is the increased participation in attending the life skills acquisition classes. So what we will do next is we're going to implement a multiple stimulus without replacement preference assessment to come up with a hierarchy of our clients' most preferred items that can then be offered to them through Class Dojo after they have attended the life skills acquisition class. So they will receive 5 tokens after they've completed a class, and then they're able to turn in these tokens and receive their reinforcer after they have a total of 15 tokens. So the last step within the implementation is that we will be sharing this plan with the adults, and we will continue to use Class Dojo for progress monitoring, and the adult clients will also be able to see their progress because they're also able to see their profile on Class Dojo as well.
So our strategy for implementing this intervention in order to increase participation and increase adults going to the life skill acquisition classes is to first identify the target behavior, which is increasing the amount of times that the adults go to the life skill acquisition classes. And then we have to train the staff on how to implement the token economy system through Class Dojo. And then after we have trained the staff, a preference assessment that was talked about in the previous slide will be conducted on each of the 200 adults that are enrolled in the program in order to determine what is likely their most reinforcing things that they can earn for attending the classes. After that, we will create a Class Dojo for the token system using the clinic issued iPads for each of the 200 adults, and then designate staff to work with a group of adults. And so in this instance, there would be 4 adults assigned to 1 staff member. And then that staff member will monitor the staff's or the staff's progress will be monitored on making sure that they're consistent with giving out tokens and or with the client self-monitoring, and monitoring student progress on receiving tokens to ensure that the intervention is successful and is increasing participation in the acquisition life skills classes. In an effort to fade the intervention, we will gradually increase the amount of tokens that are earned in order to access the reinforcer and gradually fade the token economy as intrinsic reinforcement increases.
So the clinic-wide implementation plan begins with looking at the target behavior and training the staff. So the staff will need to know what exactly is the definition of behavior, which we have decided is our clients attending these life skills acquisition classes. We have an ABA guideline that can be used as a handout that summarizes this specific strategy. And we will also provide training on iPads, which will look at Class Dojo and also go over the reinforcement schedule that will be given to clients overall as a Tier 1 intervention. And we will also go through IOA and treatment fidelity to make sure that everyone is implementing this program exactly the same across all clients. And there will also be a staff role play training before we roll out this implementation to be sure that all staff are aware of all parts of the implementation. The preference assessment that we're using, we will have handouts for those, which was shared previously in a different slide, and they will be trained on exactly how to conduct a multiple stimulus without replacement preference assessment, which will then give us our client-specific, highly reinforced item. And we will begin to share this intervention plan with the clients and share Class Dojo with the clients once all of our staff is fully trained on how to implement this intervention. So once our staff and our clients are all aware of our implementation plan, we will begin to implement it with their specific clients. So each staff member will be responsible for 4 clients that they will have within their Class Dojo profile. So there will be 30 life job coaches and 20 teachers who will be assigned across the 200 adults that we have at Draper Career Services Day and program. So that will equal out to 4 adults per staff member. So that will be easy for those teachers to be able to keep track of those clients' progress and continue to log into Class Dojo so they're aware of when they are, where they're at in their progress and if they're able to receive their reinforcer during that class or not. We will also be sure to implement IOA and treatment fidelity throughout the implementation plan.
So some final tips to keep in mind while starting this intervention program is to set achievable goals and expectations. If clients or the adults in the program don't feel as though they are receiving tokens or that the reinforcement schedule of 15 tokens in order to receive their preferred reinforcer is a goal that's achievable for them, then they will likely be less motivated or unmotivated to attend the program classes in order to receive the tokens because they're not gaining that reinforcer that they're working towards. And so making sure that the goals that are set are both achievable and that the expectations are achievable will enhance the amount of adults that attend the life skill acquisition classes. It's also important to remember to use clear and concise language when explaining the intervention program to adults and to staff members and other stakeholders that are going to be involved with the implementation of this intervention, and to steer clear of jargon. Using language that is considered jargon may confuse the adults in the program or may confuse other stakeholders as they are not as familiar with the terminology and the language associated with ABA. So in order to mitigate confusion and make sure that the individuals who are involved in this this intervention understand the expectations, it's important to use common language that is easily understood. The third final tip is to be consistent, making sure that the reinforcement schedule is being held up and that the tokens are being delivered on a consistent schedule, that after 15 tokens, the adult is immediately given access to their preferred reinforcer, and making sure that the way that the intervention as a whole is being implemented is consistent will also help with motivation, because the adult and the other stakeholders will know exactly what to expect and know exactly, after I go to this life skill acquisition class, I will receive 5 tokens. After I receive 5 tokens, I will have access to my preferred reinforcer, and so on. And last but not least, stay positive, have a positive attitude, be happy, smile. If there is a target behavior that happens that is adverse, follow the plan for that, and just maintain a positive attitude through the intervention, so that the intervention stays a motivating plan for the adults.
The training today was done by a team of professionals. Today, the PowerPoint and recorded training video we showed you was done by Katie Bloom and Kim Dempsey, and the different parts of the training were done by Hyatt. She was able to complete the ABA guideline, and then Nicole and Jasmine completed the clinic-wide implementation plan. And if there are any questions, please let us know. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.